Today we have an absolute legend video again. Welcome to the ultimate meme coin ranking. I've been looking forward to today's video for days. That's exactly why we're diving straight into the content. I have prepared quite a bit for you. Here we see some meme coins that I have included. Everything will be ranked from ET to S tier. At this point, it is extremely important for me to say that I am not paid by any of these projects in today's video. Everything is based on honest personal opinion. And I can guarantee that. I want to ensure maximum transparency on my YouTube channel. Otherwise, of course, this video is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. The content of this video is merely my personal opinion and experiences and should not be used as a basis for financial decisions. Investing in cryptocurrencies, especially meme coins, can lead to significant and substantial losses. And I can tell you one thing, 95% of people lose money, so be extremely cautious. Yes, and make sure to read this disclaimer here carefully. If you do invest, only go in with play money. Think of it as a kind of casino. However, in today's video, I have specifically included only the big players. So, in this case, we are not talking about absolute small caps, but rather about meme coins that, in my opinion, will make a significant impact in the upcoming bull run and will also have staying power over the coming months. But of course, it is possible that one or another may fail. That should definitely be mentioned. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos, as such coin ranking videos will be coming more frequently in the future. Also in the sectors of AI and RWA gaming, as they are all called, there is still a lot coming your way. Otherwise, I would like to mention again that in the German-speaking area, meme coins are often heavily discredited. Some YouTubers are strongly against meme coins, and I am generally as well. I also find it a bit unfortunate that meme coins have such a high relevance in the crypto market at the moment. Nevertheless, the numbers are on the table. I have prepared statistics here, officially from CoinGecko. Here we see in 2024, the profitability of the individual sectors, and we see here meme coins, with an average return of 1,312%, which is basically the average return value. We can clearly see that meme coins have outperformed all other sectors, whether it's RWA, AI, DeFi, DePIN, or whatever they are called, and therefore we, as crypto investors, must acknowledge that there is significant potential in meme coins. We can see it at this moment. Solana is performing strongly again, and for this reason, I believe it is a good opportunity at this time to diversify a portion of the capital into meme coins. Otherwise, definitely check out the last video here, 50k to a million. I have also invested part of it in meme coins 2001. As I said, in my opinion, meme coins definitely belong in a healthy portfolio. Now let's get started with the ultimate ranking. We begin with meme coin number 1, Book of Meme. We can also take a quick look at the chart. I don't want to say too much about each meme coin, otherwise the video would last 2 hours. Therefore, I will only briefly touch on each coin. Here is Book of Meme, currently with a market cap of $500 million, which I believe is already a bit too large. I personally don't like it that much. It hasn't performed particularly well lately. Sure, we have a relatively stable chart, but for me, it's actually just S tier. Yes, so 5x is definitely still realistic when I look at the chart. 2.5 billion market cap if we are lucky. Okay, 5 billion market cap. It could also be S tier, but I'll just put it down here. Now we come to the next coin, Brett, which is performing extremely well. Yes, we see here the absolute top meme coin on the base chain with a 1.3 billion cap. I can easily imagine that there could be a 10x potential, yes, maybe even more. So, as I said, 10 times would be 10 billion, and it could even be more, 15 billion. That's why I'm even putting in a C tier. I really like this one from Meme. It is established, has a good risk-reward ratio, which is why it is also represented here in the C tier. Now let's move on to the next coin, Trump MAGA. We can take a look at it here. Simply because of the elections, I also see Trump MAGA as a good meme coin. With a market cap of 200 million, it is quite possible for such a coin to reach a market cap of 2 billion. That would be a good 10x. That's why MAGA is also a very good play for me that one can take. Good risk-reward ratio, and if Trump should win the next election, then I can easily see prices here of, well, a 10x is, as mentioned, $60 would definitely be possible in my opinion, which is why it is also represented here in the C tier. Now let's move on to the next coin, namely EMOC. It's incredible what MOC is delivering here, so take a look at the chart. I really find it crazy what's happening here. One all-time high after another. We are now at a 700 million market cap. We're already scratching at the 1 billion market cap, yes, where we were up there in 2021, and that's why the question is, what potential is still available? I think a 10x is still quite possible here, but since we are already relatively high with a 700 million market cap, I believe that no more than a 20x is feasible. Therefore, for me personally, it's a C tier. Now we come to the next meme coin, namely COINEX, which is the largest meme coin on the AVEX chain, so Avalanche, just so you know. A market cap of 140 million is, in my opinion, still significantly undervalued. I also see good potential here. Usand, especially if AVEX starts to gain traction again, I see good potential, especially when considering that AVEX and Solana are relatively the same size. If we look at the top meme coin on Solana, it is Bonk, which you all probably know as well. We will talk about that later. Bonk currently has a market cap of, let's take a look, 2 billion, which is significantly higher than COINEX, and for that reason, I believe COINEX is still slightly undervalued, so I see good potential there. I could almost put it in B tier, because there might actually be even more in the 25x here. Personally, I'm strongly wavering between C and B tier, but I'll just place it here for now. Next, we come to the next meme, Conponky, which we can see here is very strong with a 300 million market cap. I also see good potential here for a 10x, easily achievable at a 3 billion market cap in this bull run. But here too, we have to wait and see how strongly this meme establishes itself. Yes, it is a good player, but for me, it has no more than 25x potential. That's why it also comes in C tier, so you know at this point. There are indeed a lot of options represented in this category, as we are discussing relatively large meme coins here. That's why it's such a typical scenario, 10 to 25x. Now we come to the next one, namely Miro. We can take a look here. It has a market cap of 130 million and also has a strong cult behind it. I really like a strong community and the chart looks relatively stable at this point. I can also imagine that there is still good potential. What potential do I personally see here? For me, it's clearly 25 to 50 times. Yes, we need to consider that 50 times would mean a market cap of around 6 to 7 billion from the current point, which I believe is quite realistic. Just here, we can take another look at Miro. A 10 times would already be a market cap of 1.3 billion. In my opinion, there is definitely more potential here, especially in the bull run, which is why it falls into the B tier category. Now let's move on to Shiba Inu. I don't want to talk too much about it because I think everyone knows Shiba Inu. A market cap of 10 billion is, in my opinion, overvalued. I wouldn't invest anymore. So I would really advise against making an investment here. I would prefer to look at other emerging meme coins. 10 billion is already relatively high, and that's why for me, it's an absolute E tier. Yes, a 5x. Okay, then maybe it will return to the original all-time high where we were back then with a market cap. We can take a look. Back then, we had a market cap of 43 billion, so it would be quite possible for us to come back with a fourfold increase. However, I am sure we unfortunately won't reach a significantly higher level than the last all-time high, and that's why Shiba Inu is in the absolute E tier. Otherwise, let's move on to Turbo. It's impressive what Turbo has delivered. We have shot up from 0 to 100, currently at a market cap of 400 million. It's definitely a very interesting meme, and the cult behind it, the community, is extremely strong. If the hype around Turbo continues to grow, I can also imagine that there is still a lot of potential here. The question now is how it compares to the other meme coins. B tier might be a bit too much, yes, between C and B tier. I'm having a really hard time, but since I've already placed the others in C tier, I prefer to be a bit more conservative and include Turbo here as well. Otherwise, just a quick interim note, as the question often arises about where one can best buy such meme coins. I always recommend a hardware wallet. It's best to buy everything decentralized. However, if you are also looking for exchanges where I personally buy meme coins that I really use privately, again and again, there are some listings available. We can also take a look at all the meme coins. The listings are always represented on COINEX, which is why I can confidently recommend COINEX to you. Yes, you can definitely use the link in my video description. You even get a 60 USDT cashback voucher right now if you have a trading value of more than 2,000 USDT in futures. 2100 should be easy for all of you to achieve, and of course it would support me as well. But as I said, almost every coin is represented on COINEX, so especially in today's video, I think you'll find 80 to 90% of them there. That's why it makes sense to use a platform that supports many of them. So yes, thank you for the support. Now let's move on to the next meme coin, which I find extremely exciting, called DOG. It operates on the Runes protocol, essentially running on Bitcoin, making it the largest meme coin in the Bitcoin ecosystem. With a market cap of 400 million, I personally see good potential simply because it is the top player. It's just like with Bonk of Solana, with Bread of Base, and later we will talk about Resistance, Dog of Tonchain. Basically, the biggest meme coins in the ecosystem actually perform the best. And since we are dealing with Bitcoin here, we can also see it down here on the left under contracts. That's why I see good potential here. Of course, the question is 400 800 million is already relatively high, USAND will definitely show. I personally find it incredibly difficult to assess how strongly ordinals, runes, and the entire Bitcoin ecosystem will establish themselves in the upcoming bull run. Sure, the chart is somewhat stable, but for me personally, it doesn't really go beyond C tier. I would categorize it where I have the others already. So now we move on to the next meme coin, Popcat, which has also performed extremely well recently with an 800 million market cap. We're also nearing the 1 billion mark, making it one of the top memes out there. It's really crazy how the price performance has been similar to Mock. We have to ask ourselves how Popcat will continue to assert itself in the future. I still think a 10x is definitely possible. An 8 billion market cap should be achievable. So I'm placing it in the category where it could easily reach 10 to 25x, but I'm really not sure how much potential is still left here. I honestly didn't understand how Popcat managed to assert itself in 2021, but we will have to wait and see. It is still a good meme, but I'm definitely curious about how it will perform. Therefore, I would personally categorize it in the 10x range. Now we come to the next project, Dogecoin, which everyone knows. I don't want to say too much about it. Of course, Elon Musk could pump it again, but we are here at a market cap of 19 billion. A mere 5x would already put it at a market cap of 100 billion, which would be quite significant. We can take a look. In the last bull run, we were at 82 billion. I actually think, similar to Shiba Inu, that we won't surpass the last all-time high by much. For this reason, it is an absolute S-tier thing for me. It's just too big. And of course, Dogecoin is the top meme, but I can well imagine that during this bull run, Dogecoin will be overtaken by Pepe. So let's directly talk about Pepe. Since I have a good segue here, I would place Pepe directly in C tier. This might surprise some of you. We can take a look at Pepe. I had it prepared here, and it has a market cap of 5 billion. A 10x would be 50 billion, but I can really see Pepe overtaking Dogecoin in this bull run. It's a bold thesis, I know, but when I look at the chart and the meme itself, it is the most legendary and largest internet meme. Therefore, I see a lot of potential in Pepe, and can imagine that it will surpass Dogecoin. So here, I see a 10 to 25x potential. I know not everyone will support this opinion, but I really see a lot of potential in Pepe, even though we are already at such a high point. I know it feels risky to buy near the top, but I think even from this point, it is still a good investment because the complete retail crowd that will come will rely on Pepe during the upcoming bull run. Everyone knows Pepe, it's a funny meme, and thus also the number one meme that comes to mind. For this reason, a lot of liquidity will probably come in here. We can see it even at this moment. The chart is truly gigantic. I can't imagine what will happen in the upcoming bull run. We can gladly look back at this video in a year or two, but that's why I've categorized it here. Now we come to the next project, Dog with Head. It's a funny meme, but I don't think anything particularly significant will happen here either, as we are at 2.5 billion. I think a 10x is realistic. 25 billion would also be decent for this project. I wouldn't necessarily categorize it as an ET, but for me, it's kind of a D tier thing. About a 10x will happen. Now let's move on to the next meme, which is Andy. I personally find it very, very exciting. The current market cap is 150 million, and the chart looks somewhat decent. I've prepared a visual for you to better illustrate this. Here we see on the Eve chain, PayPal, on Avex and Base we have Bread, and here on Blast chain we have Andy. It is essentially always the top meme on the respective chain, which is why I see significant potential here. If we look at Brett, which has a market cap of 1.3 billion or a good 1 billion, and here we have 150 million, that would mean a 10x from the current point, which I believe is easily achievable for Andy. Therefore, I think a minimum of 10x is realistic, but I expect more like a 50x or even more. It is truly a project that could still take off completely. So yes, I might even place it at 50 to 100x, because even if we were to achieve 100x, we would only be at a market cap of 15 billion, and even 15 billion is still reasonable in my opinion. I don't think it will go much higher than that, so it's not necessarily S tier for 100x and more, but still 100x could theoretically be achievable, and 50x would also be in the range of 5 to 15 billion market cap, which could realistically happen with Andy. Blast chain is massive and is thus the top meme on it, so I see good potential here personally. Now we come to the next project, namely Mega. Let me see where I have it prepared. There are two Mega coins, so you can visualize the whole whole thing. We have here Make America Great Again, the jump coin, which I have placed in C tier because it is simply a bit larger. It is essentially the better, safer option, you could say. But in this case, we also have another Memecoin. Let's take a look at it. Where did I prepare it? Exactly, Meme has a market cap of 58 million and is currently consolidating completely. I had also pointed this out in the last video. For me personally, it is still a good buying zone because we have a relatively good risk-reward ratio and we are in a nice phase of bottom formation. Therefore, in my opinion, it is a good buying zone at a 60 million market cap. If Trump were to win, there is also potential here for 600 million, which would already be a good 10x from the current point. However, since we are still at the very beginning, even 1 billion is realistic, so it's at least a 10x. Maybe it is even B tier, but I will place it in C tier for now because we definitely need to wait and see what happens. I want to have both Memecoins at the same level because here we have the top Memecoin with the jump, which is a bit larger. Now we have the smaller one. I still think that Meme itself, well, I don't want to confuse both coins, but I believe the Trump coin will remain the larger one. However, I still see a bit more potential here because we are still at the beginning, but both are roughly at the same level. You could also place it here, I know, but I am being a bit more conservative. Otherwise, Floki is fine, but we have already seen it perform well in the last bull run. We are now also close to the last all-time high with a 2 billion market cap. There could be a bit more potential, which is why I find it somewhat better than Shiba Inu, Doge, Dog with Head, etc. It is also a C tier coin, so it could still perform well, but since we already experienced the hype during the last bull run, in my opinion, it is still just a D tier. A 10x is achievable, 20 billion is completely realistic, but anything more than a 10x would surprise me because we currently have so many memes. However, I think the newly emerging memes like a Brett, a Mock, and a Trump will definitely perform better. Then the next project, Landwolf, has also become somewhat more popular recently, 60 market cap. I also think that since we are still relatively at the beginning, and this is running on EVE in this case, please do not confuse it as there are two Landwolfs. There is actually one on Solana. We can take a look. On Solana, there is one here, and on EVE. Personally, I would tend to buy the whole thing on EVE, but also on Solana here with a market cap of 100 million. It could also be the case that Landwort on Solana will perform better. I have taken the one from the EVE chain for now, but I think both will perform relatively well in the upcoming bull run, and I also believe that Landwall achieving 25 to 50x is quite feasible. Therefore, the next coin, PayPay, is the PayPal coin from the Asian region. The question is, of course, how strongly the Asians will assert themselves. However, it must be clearly stated that Asians are incredibly strong in the crypto sector. So if they really want to and push forward, I see incredible potential in this market. We had long restrictions in the China area. China has long imposed regulations against crypto, which has made it somewhat difficult regarding all the coins in relation to China and generally in the Asian region. However, I think that this bull run might have changed everything. Of course, the question is how well this will be adapted for the general public. However, I still see good potential here. Yes, the Asian market is large and there is an enormous amount of capital there that should not be underestimated. Therefore, in my opinion, it is a C tier. A 10 to 25x return is realistic, which would be about 2 billion. Yes, I don't think it comes close to PP, but I also see good potential here. That's why we have PP in the C tier and now PayPay itself. Yes, but I think with a different risk-reward ratio, both are in a relatively good range. Now, moving on to the next project, which I find incredibly exciting, is Hobby with a market cap of 43 million. The chart looks impressive. I really see a lot of potential here. Yes, it is somewhat similar to Pepe, you could say, but still has its own unique meme. We can take a look at Twitter regarding the marketing, so it's really exciting in my opinion. Yes, the memes are funny, the memes are well prepared, the graphics are good, and listings are happening repeatedly. So, I believe there is a lot of potential here, and there could really be a significant explosion, which is why it's almost A tier, as it could really see a 50 to 100x increase. However, it's still at the beginning, so for now, it's still a B tier. In my opinion, it's almost an S tier because if you really think about it, a 100x would mean a market cap of 4 billion, and if it gains traction, it could be that this hobby really takes off in that case. So yes, it is always difficult for me to judge just because they are ranked here. It doesn't necessarily mean that the meme coins at the top are better than those at the bottom. I even find that from this list, if you were to ask me personally, Brett is extremely strong. Yes, Memecoin, MOK, those are absolute top players for me. Even a PayPay, which are only in the middle range in this case, but this video is really just about the potential and not really about good or bad or anything else about risk-reward ratio, but it really is just about the potential of each respective meme coin. Now let's talk about the next project, which is Foxy. I find it exciting simply because it has a market cap of 40 million. We are on Linear, which is a completely different chain here on Twitter. There is a lot going on. The marketing is, in my opinion, on point, attention is present, and big players are following the project. The meme is relatively popular here as well. It was even pushed by MetaMask itself, and we all know how big and powerful MetaMask is. Therefore, in my view, it is still undervalued and has significant potential. For me, it's a B tier thing. 25 to 50x is quite achievable. Yes, that's why it's arranged here, because a lot more could come. 40 million is not particularly much, and there are already significant listings. OKX, Bybit, so really almost on S-tier exchanges. The Binance listing is still missing and pending, but I think this will also happen in the near future. Therefore, I see incredible potential in Foxy. It is definitely a top meme coin that should not be overlooked. Otherwise, the next coin resistance stock is thus the top player, the largest meme coin on the TON chain. Let's take a quick look at the TON ecosystem. TON is performing exceptionally well with a current market cap of 17.5 billion, which is quite impressive. Also, in terms of annual performance, we see TON performing extremely well, currently at $7, showing a 400% increase this year alone, without experiencing any sell-off at all. We have seen it with many other crypto projects where we have entered a strong summer lull here on TON. Yes, with TONcoin we don't see that at all, and that's why I also see good potential on the largest meme coin resistance stock. I had prepared it here once, and chart-wise it doesn't look super impressive. Yes, we are currently at a market cap of 50 million, but if TON continues to perform well and mainstream adoption takes place, and if we finally see more listings here, not just COINEX, like I said, COINEX is almost always represented, but if we also see larger listings, whether on Bybit, OKX, Binance, or whatever they are called, I could see good potential here as well. Yes, currently a market cap of 50 million, I think 500 is absolutely realistic, so 500 million, 1 billion would then be 20x. I even think more than 1 billion is possible because TON is already so large at 17 billion, and TON will perform tremendously well in this bull run, believe me. I think we have about 1 billion users just on Telegram, and if the integration really happens here, a lot can still come of it. That's why it's almost a kind of, yes, I have to think carefully. 50 to 100x would really be substantial, but I'll put it up here for now because a lot can still happen. I see a lot of potential in resistance SORG, but it is a gamble. You really have to be careful. Everything depends on TON and the TON ecosystem. However, if you are truly a believer in the TON ecosystem, meaning if you believe in it, then resistance dog can really take off. Now let's move on to the next project, which is Bonk. I'm sure everyone knows it. It's the largest Memecoin project on the Solana chain with a 2 billion market cap. I think Solana will perform well, which is why Bonk will also see significant growth. Bonk could easily achieve a 10 to 20x return here. A 10x would mean 20 billion and a 20x would be 40 billion, which is also realistic for Bonk. Therefore, for me personally, it falls into the C tier category along with all the others because it represents a healthy ratio of 10 to 25x. Now let's move on to the next project, which is Toshi. I find it interesting as well. We can take a look here. It has a market cap of 76 million on the base chain. I still see incredible potential here. For me, it's also something that could easily achieve a 25 to 50x, just like Toshi. Toshi and Moshi are very similar, both on the base chain. Unfortunately, I don't have a chart open right now, but for me, it's definitely in the 25 to 50x range. So that would be my final allocation. Please make sure to write in the comments what you would have done differently. I'm really curious about your opinions. Maybe you have a completely different view and say, hey Vincent, you're totally off base. I don't know, maybe I've completely misclassified something in your opinion, but in my view, there is no right or wrong in such videos because we don't know. None of us has a crystal ball to see what will happen. Anything can happen in the end. Some meme coins might perform significantly worse than expected. Nevertheless, this is my personal classification. As I said, please let me know in the comments what you think. If you enjoy these kinds of videos and want to see more coin ranking videos in the future, then definitely leave a like and subscribe. By the way, I just realized I haven't placed a single coin in S tier, which is incredibly unnecessary in hindsight for that category. But as I said, a 100x is really intense. A lot has to go into that. Sure, I could have forced a few into that category, but for me personally, it fits this overview. So yes, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. I sincerely thank you for your attention, and I would say we will see each other again in the next video.